Hello, welcome. Today I have another ink sample review for you. And this one is by Conklin and it's called Dusty Rose. We're going to go ahead and do a swatch. Alright, so far this is a really pretty color. It definitely is a dusty rose. Kind of a more muted, I would say like a muted raspberry pink color, kinda. Alright, there we go. Let's write the name on here. Okay, that's how the swatch looks. I'm going to go ahead and set it under a fan to dry. I'll be right back. Alright, and here is some copy paper. I always like to test the inks out on copy paper just in case if you're ever in a situation where you can't use your fancy papers, like if you're at school or work, and maybe just want to know if the ink is going to behave itself. So I always test it on here. Alright, that's how it's looking so far. I'm going to go ahead and set it aside to dry and test this out on some HP 32. And HP 32 is also a type of copy paper. It's smooth and the ink will sometimes show off its special properties on this paper. There we go. This is HP 32. And if there are any colors that you would like to see me review, if you leave a suggestion, if I have the ink or if I can get it, then we'll do a review video. Alright, that's how it's looking so far. It looks really pretty. And then we'll try this on some Tomo River paper. Tomo River paper is very, very nice. It does resist the ink, and also the ink will very often show off its properties nicely on this paper. So I always like to do a test on this. And I'll say that the ink goes down really smooth. This particular ink does. And if these videos are helpful to you at all, or if you enjoy watching them, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you can see more, and it also helps me out a lot. Alright, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and check on our swatch and see if it's dry. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here's how this looks. It's really pretty on the copy paper. It's a very, very nice. It did dry down to a dusty rose color, although I still feel like it's a little bit like a raspberry shade, but I guess it also depends on what you consider to be a dusty rose color. So this is just opinion and has nothing to do with anything, but it did perform well as far as there's no feathering, and this would be a really good one to use on any paper, I think. And then here's how it did on the HP 32. You can see how it's a much richer color, more saturated. It's actually a little bit darker, and all of a sudden all this beautiful shading comes out. I didn't really see a whole lot on the copy paper, maybe a tiny bit, but you can really see it here on this HP 32. It's a beautiful color and beautiful shading. And then on the Tomo River paper, again, you see all this lovely shading in the writing. It's very, very pretty. And up here where I did the swatches, you can see how the colors kind of break out, and you can see that dark shading coming through. It's a very pretty color and very unusual. And here's how it looks on the swatch card. So you have this beautiful dusty rose color, and then the shading, a little bit of halo shading here. And over here where the color is lighter, it's that lighter pink. And then some wonderful shading down here. And then of course in the writing. This is a really pretty color. If I can find a link to this, I'll leave it for you down below. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.